The old house had been empty for a long time. Among the dust and cobwebs, only the wind howled through the wooden cracks. Until one day, Artie's family moved in an inheritance from his grandfather who had recently died under mysterious circumstances. Not many knew, but Artie's grandfather spent the last 30 years of his life in silence in that house, without electricity, without a TV, accompanied only by a dusty old radio said to have been broken since 1993. The attic felt like it held its breath from the past. One night, when rain poured heavily and thunder split the sky, Artie couldn't sleep. He went up to the attic after hearing music. Faintly, like a song from another world. There, he found an old radio covered in dust and rust. It wasn't plugged in, had no batteries, yet from within it came a song. The melody was soft but chilling. The voice sounded like weeping set to music. The lyrics, unclear, but Artie felt as if the song was calling his name. When the song ended, the radio went silent. But that same night, his neighbor was found dead, frozen in place with a terrified expression on his face. The next day, Artie tried plugging in the radio. It didn't work, but every night at exactly 13 a.m. the same song played again. Always the same, always with the exact same length, 3 minutes and 33 seconds. He documented everything, the notes, the tempo, even tried recording it. But strangely, when he played the recording the next morning, all he heard was static. Artie started digging. He visited an old library and asked an elderly librarian who knew the town's history. When he mentioned the song and the attic radio, the man froze. "You said old radio, in the wooden house north of the pine woods." Artie nodded. The old man leaned in and whispered, "That's the death song." In 1967, there was a local radio station that burned to the ground. Everyone inside died. But there was something strange the night before the fire. They aired one last song. A song written by a broadcaster named Ratna. It was never officially released. But anyone who hears it dies within 3 days. Artie went silent. 3 days. This was already the second night. On the third night, Artie decided to stay awake. He set up a camera, facing the radio. He even placed a digital clock to record the exact time. At the 13, the song began to play. But tonight, it was clearer than ever, and for the first time Artie understood the lyrics. "Come, O night, take my soul. Silent voices call my name. If you hear this melody, do not look into the mirror again." Artie instinctively turned to the old mirror in the corner of the room. And there he saw her. A woman in a broadcaster's dress, standing behind him. Her face was scorched, her mouth moved, singing along with the lyrics. When Artie turned around, no one was there, but in the mirror, the woman was still standing behind him. The power went out, the camera died. The radio played on, though unplugged. Artie fainted from shock. When he woke, he found a message scratched into the wall in blood. 1 day left. Artie wouldn't give up. He connected the radio to a homemade antenna and fiddled with the frequencies. When the needle hit 103.3 FM, the song played again, but this time, not only from the old radio, but from every radio in the house. The death song had spread. Desperate, Artie contacted a retired radio broadcaster known for telling supernatural stories, Mr. Bombong. When Artie described the song, Mr. Bonbon panicked. He explained that 103.3 was a dead frequency, banned after the Ratna incident. You hear that song on 103.3. It means Ratna has opened a channel between our world and hers. And you'll be the next victim unless you shut the broadcast with your own life. Artie was confused. What do you mean? Mr. Bonbon replied, someone must rebroadcast the song while reciting a closing prayer once used during the fire. But the risk is great. If you get it wrong, it won't just be you who dies. To AM Artie prepared everything. He re-recorded the song and added the prayer, copied from Mr. Bam Bang's old notes. He set it to air through the old radio, timing it precisely to 3 minutes and 33 seconds. At exactly to 13, the song played. The air turned cold, the house lights flickered. Strange voices whispered outside the window crying, laughing, murmuring. The attic mirror shattered, blood oozed from the radio. But Artie stayed seated, reciting the prayer while the song played. At the 213th second, the attic door opened by itself and Ratna appeared. This time, she was real. Not just in the mirror, she stood in the living world. Her hand reached out toward Artie, but just as the prayer ended, the radio exploded. Artie woke up the next morning in a hospital bed. His body had minor burns. Police said the house caught fire, but strangely the flames didn't spread. Only the attic was scorched, and the radio, gone. But in that day's newspaper, a strange article appeared. Several locals reported hearing a mysterious radio broadcast around dawn. A strange melody that aired only once, and one of the listeners died in their sleep, pale-faced and bleeding from the ears. Artie knew then the curse wasn't over, that death song was still looking for new listeners. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow other horror stories.